Hi guys, Turgray here. I want to discuss about Dragonflight and why I am so excited for Dragonflight PvP. They are set to make this expansion the best expansion ever with a lot demanded changes and just a retort to what makes World of Warcraft so awesome. It's a more down-to-earth experience than previous expansions, and no, I know Dragonflying is everything except being down to earth. But basically, the world has no real threat, at least for now, and it's a more calm period of time, and we are set to be more like explorers than champions of Azeroth or mall walkers or whatever is the new big title name drops. So I'm really excited for that. This is what makes World of Warcraft really great to begin with. But let's talk about the system changes. Like, for example, the new talent trees, which basically gives a lot more customization based on situations. Don't need an intervene because you are facing only magic users with no real physical threat, then don't take it. You have an extra talent point to spend somewhere else. Is there no ice block or bubble or whatever immunities? Why take a shattering throw? You can just keep over it and take another point where you could maybe use it for more health or more damage or more utility or more defensives. All of this is actually very great. And all of this makes it very exciting actually. And yes, there will be specs or people that are actually kinda disappointed in their own spec. Namely, for example, feral druids have a bit tough right now, but I think Blizzards are really working on it so that every spec can get a few interesting builds. And I think feral druids will be changed for the better, and I hope so. In the future, you will have a interesting spec, or at least interesting talent tree, which are often a lot more than we used to have in previous expansions. Like, I remember Blizzard never communicating on changes that they actually made, like balance changes or dungeon changes maybe, or even battleground changes, whatever. They never communicated with you guys. But now they are actually communicating with you and they are actually typing down why they changed X, Y, Z, and that's very, very good. And let's be honest, as an arms warrior, when was the time you actually switched important spells off? Like, except impending victory, double time, and stormbolt. Like, you never switched out to anger management now because it's basically a DPS loss. You never switched out of Warbreaker because basically the other two talents are useless in PvP. And I think now that you have the talent trees for Arms Warrior, for every class, every spec, you will have a lot more reason to actually try things out, try new builds, and actually have fun with your spec and build it however you want to be. If you want to be an Arms Warrior that actually is rending people, doing deep wounds, and doing big bursts with your dots, you can do that. Although I don't know if it's going to be meta, but you can do that. And actually, at the moment with Shadowlands, you really can't make a bleed spec out of Arms Warriors because basically you will just play the same way but with rend except instead of, for example, a execute under 35% health, for example. So, and that's mainly the reason why I'm the most excited of Dragonflight. Really, as a content creator, I feel like I'm a kid again. I will have so many things to discuss about trying new builds, finding what's the most meta, finding what's the most fun, just finding things out. And while Shadowlands had covenants that you had to find out, pretty much everything was dumbed down so that you don't really have to make choices. And everything was already set in stone whenever the beta was out. You already knew which covenants are going to be very strong, except with balance changes, of course. You knew that Kirin Spear was going to be very interesting. You knew at the time Venthe was actually very good versus a few specs. You know that Necrolord was a bad covenant until they changed it. And you know that Nightfey is the more bursty ability but has a long CD and is quite risky to take. So all of this was already discussed and everyone knew that. But with the current builds, everything is already like you're going back to the start. You're going to more like explore more things, explore the world, explore the trees, explore more ways to have fun. And I think that's a fantastic thing for World of Warcraft and the players for World of Warcraft. So now, that's not the only thing I'm excited about. I'm excited about their ideas on how they're actually balancing the game. As you may know, now Kidney Shot, at least in Dragonflight, will be a max 5-second stun until maybe they change it or not, but for now it is a 5-second stun. Or at least they aim it to be a 5-second stun. And which is pretty big because that's a change for the better. Everyone asked for Kidney Shot to be more controlled, like they don't need to make Kidney Shot a 7-second CD stun to actually be powerful. They can just have a 5-second stun and they can still stun lock every 30 seconds, and I think it's a good change. The idea of how they are communicating every change they make is also very impressive. Since patch 9.1, well, patch 9.1.5, I can't even speak anymore, has been really great because they decided to take a 180 and take a page out of League of Legends book and actually communicating why they make changes, and I think they will just get better and better at that. And I hope they will keep doing that because knowing your spec is getting nerfed and knowing why it is nerfed is a pretty big thing. And I prefer to have communication and understanding than just throw a balance change and hope for the better. So that's a great thing. Now let's talk about PvP more specifically. We will have finally 2 sets to grind for in PvP, in BGs, like for example the Honor set and the Conquest set. Basically everything that everyone actually asked. Now, will the community be right on that or not? That's another question, but for me it just reminds me of a period of time of Worlds of Draenor where the gear was actually fun to grind and it was actually easy to grind, and skill was easily the pinning point for arenas, and I think it's a great change to do. And now there is also a third set that I found out in wowhead. You will have a world PvP gear set, and what I think power level wise it will be world PvP set, which is at the bottom, and then honor set, and then the conquest set, so everyone can grind their own way, their own set, and actually be competitive at their own level, at their own pace. And I think it's a very good thing for alting, it's a very good thing for casuals, it's also a very good thing for hardcore players because finally they will have their set and that's it. Now it's only for skill and trying to have bragging rights on ranked PvP matches. And I think it's a very good thing, a very good change, and I think that Blizzard made finally a great choice by listening the community. Of course, I don't know if they are going to stay like this, but for now the changes are actually promising, and I hope they will stay until they actually tried everything out. And I think it's a great change, and I hope they will also bring that to the next expansion. But last and not least, of course, solo shuffle rated PvP. And you know, on this channel we talk a lot about solo queue, but also about solo shuffle and how I would like to have, even now at season 4, a rated PvP solo shuffle mode. But for now it is not like the case, but I'm super excited for that in Dragonflight. This is going to be massive. It might open the doors towards 6v6 solo queue RPGs, that they finally realize that maybe they should make maps for that game mode because people will like it, or even other forms of rated PvP that could be played in a solo queue environment. I even think about a BR mode, for example. It could be interesting if you could do a battle royale mode for World of Warcraft. That would open the door to a lot more people that actually enjoy that gameplay. I love 3v3, I love 2v2, and even traditional RPGs, which I'm doing on my live streams, which is 10v10. But it's not easy to gather 10 people which are like-minded and are ready to actually lose some games and still continue to get some wins. That's not easy, and also for the enemy team, and sometimes you face the same guys over and over, and it would be fun to have a solo queue environment which is 6v6, small groups, and I think it's more exciting also for the viewers, also for the streamers, and also for YouTubers in general to speak about it. But I must say that I really hope Solo Shuffle rated PvP will become very popular, and I'd like to think that it will be, because it will be a mode where hopefully you can display your skill even with lower tiered specs. Maybe in an environment which isn't as structural as 3v3, it will make other specs maybe shine a bit more. Maybe you'll see arcane mages being the top of the top in solo shuffle, although in 3v3 it may not be the case. Those are really the biggest reason why I'm excited for Dragonflight, guys. Let me know what you are excited for the next expansion. The end of the year is going to be massive between Wrath of the Lich King, Dragonflight, and even other games like Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. You know that I love some BR games. I love FPSs. I'm not covering it on this channel, I'm covering on my second channel. And all those games are going to be massive for Activision Blizzard, and I can't wait to play them all. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Comment below what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Like the video if you liked the video. And be sure to stay safe. We will see each other very soon. Have a great day. Bye.